Welcome everyone to Jen's Joyful Kitchen, What's for Dinner Wednesday. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how you can make your burger and fries a little bit healthier and how you can get it done really fast. So I'm going to be sharing a couple different products with you. I'm going to share the Deluxe air fryer so you can see how that works. I'm also going to be cooking with the cast iron skillet that we now have, and I'm excited to be sharing with you more about that. And one more fun thing is the simple slicer and how you can really quickly slice up your favorite fruits and vegetables with that as well. So let's get started. As you're joining, please say hello, share where you're watching from, and I would love to say hello to you so that I can see you. And if you're watching this on replay, definitely share that you're watching it on replay as well. And if you think these tips would be helpful to your friends, make sure to share this video with them, and sharing is caring, so I'd really appreciate that as well. So let's get started. So tonight I'm going to be making burgers and fries. So how many of you like burgers and fries? Is that something that you like? But maybe sometimes you're like, well, I know it's not so healthy for me maybe all of the time. So I'm going to give you just a couple of tips on that as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our burgers kind of ready to go on the grill, and then we'll get our other things as well. So one thing that I like to do, instead of adding a ton of salt and pepper to my burgers, and I use the lean beef, and that's important so that you can have a little less fat, a little less calories, a little less saturated fat. And just to give you an example of saturated fat, what I want to show you is this is actually fat that came from a pan, and because it's solid at room temperature, that makes it saturated. So why we don't want this in our food is that, because you can drain it off and that's a good thing, is that it can harm your heart as well. So you definitely want to lower saturated fat as much as possible. And so that's why we've got some lean beef here. You could use turkey, you could use chicken, ground beef, ground chicken. What I'm going to add, instead of doing just a ton of salt and pepper, I'm just going to use our crushed peppercorn and garlic rub. This adds a ton of flavor, and you don't need to add it, you don't have to add a ton of it at all. Like I like to do maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon per burger, and if you guys could smell this through the camera, I'm pretty sure you would love it. Because it's got garlic in it, it's got crushed peppercorn, it's got a little bit of salt in it, and some other spices. So that already looks good. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to be putting these on our grill. And if you don't have a grill, or maybe you just don't want to do this outside, one thing that I'm going to recommend to you is checking out our grill pan. So this is actually just the non-stick grill pan that we have. The handle comes off, so it's really great. And you can store it really easily because the handle comes off. You can put this in the dishwasher so the handle then isn't in there and getting in the way. And then it just heats up really evenly. And what you're gonna find is you get great grill marks on this. And then it also cleans up easy as well. So if you're a person that loves to grill, but maybe sometimes you're grilling food that just goes through the grates of the grill, this would prevent that. Also great for paninis, quick and easy lunches and dinners like that as well. So that is actually on sale next month for hosts. So if you're interested in getting some new cookware, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll happily share more details with you if that is something you're interested in. Okay, so let's just move these out of the way here. The next thing we're gonna do is get our onions starting to caramelize. So I want to know if any of you watching are familiar with caramelizing your onions, or are you a person that doesn't really, have you ever done that before? One tool that really can help you thinly slice these is using the simple slicer. It's one of my favorite tools for onions, for potatoes, for sweet potatoes, for zucchini and cucumbers, because you just quickly slice. So I've already got my onion prepared. It's got 3 different settings. Share where you're watching from as you're just joining in. Would love to know, and say hello. And I'm just putting this on setting 2 so you can see how this works. And then you just simply go really fast. You use the food guard for sure, because you don't want to cut your fingers. And look, I can look at you and not worry about it. And now I have all of these onions quickly sliced up. This is a tool that I think is absolutely necessary in the kitchen because nobody really likes to spend the time slicing, and then also what happens is that we tend to not have even slices, where this allows for it to be evenly sliced. So this is called the simple slicer for sure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get our cast iron skillet heating up. This is brand new since March, and this is something that you will love, and it's a legacy piece of cookware because it's going to last a long time in your kitchen. You're gonna pass this down for generations. Cast iron is almost impossible to harm. And it can go on your stovetop, even if you have a smooth glass top. Hello, welcome. Glad you guys are watching. Hi Lisa, hi Jill, hi Tina. So you can use it on glass top, you can use it on gas top, you can use it on induction as well. It also pops in the oven really nicely. You can use it on the grill, and you can also use it over the campfire. So lots of different ways you can use cast iron, and you are going to not only use it for something like this, for caramelizing onions, but you're gonna use it for dessert and like a peach cobbler, like a skillet cookie. You can use it for all kinds of things, but you can also use it for stovetop mac and cheese, or making blackened chicken, or chili pork loin. So if you're looking for some quick and easy recipe ideas, the Season's Best will have a ton of those. Yes, can you use cast iron on glass? Yes, yep, you can. So it's not gonna scratch. I mean, I wouldn't recommend like shaking it around, but you can definitely use it on glass top. That's what my stovetop is as well. If you're looking for quick and easy cast iron recipes, our new Season's Best has that for you too. You're gonna find lots of great ideas in there. So how do you start with this cast iron? You know, this is a really great thing to know, because a lot of times we get intimidated by cast iron because we think, oh my goodness, now I have to season it. What does that even mean? How do I even do that? Guess what? No fear, because your Pampered Chef cast iron skillet actually comes pre-seasoned for you. So you can just take it out of the box and start cooking. How cool is that? I'm sure that that is something that you probably would appreciate. I know for me, definitely. So what I'm gonna do is just add like a tablespoon of oil into my cast iron skillet there. And then I'm going to put in our onions. And I have this just on kind of a medium heat. And that's important because you don't want your onions to burn. You want them just to kind of slowly cook and bring out that caramelization for sure. So I'm gonna let that cook. The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to get our French fries going. So all of this is happening at the same time. You pop the hamburgers on the grill, you get your caramelized onions going, and then you get your French fries going. So how many of you watching really love things like French fries, maybe like fried pickles? Maybe you love coconut shrimp that's deep fat fried. How many of you love those types of things? Just raise your hand, it's okay, you can admit it. What I'm gonna share with you is how you can make them all quicker, number one, and healthier. Because it's really important, you know, to not just have all this calories coming from higher fat types of things like frying oil, right? So the air fryer is something you definitely can save calories, you can really save time, you can save energy, because normally you'd heat up your oven, so you're saving money because of that as well. So this is the brand new Deluxe air fryer. So if you're as you're watching, be sure to ask any questions about the air fryer as well. So it's gonna be easy to operate. You can see it opens similarly to an oven. It's kind of like a little mini oven, but it's different compared to other air fryers on the market because you can actually fit a lot more food. So you get these two grates that fit on multi-levels in there. You can see that there's a drip tray down here, and you can actually roast vegetables on that drip tray, which is really nice. And then it also comes with a rotisserie spit. So how many of you like, let's say, rotisserie chicken? Maybe you miss going to the store and getting a rotisserie chicken. You know, that is something that when I used to work at the grocery store, I would kind of pick one up once in a while. And now I'm so glad that I'm able to do this on my own, because literally you put the chicken on, you can put a little spice on that you want. So if you're looking for lower sodium or something like that, hi Kim, hi Taylor, then you can do your own rotisserie chicken. So a 4-pound chicken fits on this. You can also do a always tender pork roast. I did one of those and I was like, oh my goodness, this is like the best way to cook this. It gets all caramelized on the outside and juicy and tender on the inside, and it takes about 40 to 45 minutes. So really great. And then it also comes with the retrieval tool, which is important for using the basket, because once you take the basket out and it's hot, you don't want to burn your hands. So I've got my French fries in here, and I happen to have some in the freezer. So we're just gonna lock that up. If you wanted to make your own French fries, which you totally can, and I have as well, and it's so easy and they're really good, you can use the crinkle cutter. And it makes them so they have crinkles right on the French fry, and really it's quite fun. There's really barely anything you have to do, just cut them up. So what do you guys think? What would you put in this basket besides fries? I am going to just see if I can do this from a different angle here. There we go. There's a little spot where you let the basket set, really easy. And then, why I like the basket, I should say, is that it allows you to not have to turn things over in the middle of cooking time, because this is gonna rotate it for you and gonna spin it. So maybe your kids love chicken nuggets, for example, or you love chicken nuggets, or anything that you're normally supposed to flip, you don't have to. Just put it in the basket, and then you can start like the rotating motion. So, yeah, tater tots, another good one, Tina. Good job. Way to think of that one, because I like that one too. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on air fry, but I'm gonna adjust the time to about 18 minutes. And then you just press the startup button. So what I love about the Deluxe air fryer is it's not just an air fryer. So it's actually a bunch of other things too. I showed you some of the accessories. All of those things come with it. And I think that that really makes it really versatile. There's different settings on it. And you also get this book. And so this is the Deluxe Air Fryer Cooking Guide. You don't need to go out and buy another cookbook, because this will be all you need. But it gives you all the settings for your frozen foods. So maybe you like pizza snack rolls, onion rings, things that normally maybe you would deep fat fry. You don't have to do that, and it's gonna save you a ton of calories. It's also settings for roasting. So you can roast your own vegetables. And I love roasted vegetables, but I used to for them because you had to heat up the oven, and then you would put them in, and then they take about 45 minutes. I can roast a whole bag of frozen cauliflower, carrots, and broccoli mixed together on that lower drip tray in about 15 minutes. This does not have to preheat. You saw that I turned it on, and it just starts up and it's cooking already. So that's another great thing. I'm gonna check our onions back here, because I can hear them sizzling. Toss them in a little bit of oil. When you're making your caramelized onions, they do need a little time, so it's kind of like low and slow cooking with caramelized onions, so in about 15 minutes, right? And then there's settings for your baking of meat. So let's say you want to bake off some chicken breasts. You could do that in there really nicely. Or maybe some seafood. The rotisserie setting you have right here too. It tells you all the different things you can rotisserie, even a whole head of cauliflower. So maybe you don't want to do meat, maybe you want to do vegetables. It is delicious to do a whole head of cauliflower. And then there's even a dehydrate setting. So if you've been thinking, oh, I'm going to grow herbs this summer, or I'm going to have vegetables coming out of my ears from my garden, or maybe you get a CSA, or maybe you purchase them at the farmer's market or grocery store, you can dehydrate your own fruits and vegetables and even herbs in here as well. But then it's got all kinds of different recipes. So you see the chicken wings. I have never been a chicken wing fan because they're so greasy, right? But these are like, there's nothing on them, and they look like they're fried, and they crunch like they're fried. It's really quite amazing. Air frying really makes it so that it crisps it up on the outside and keeps it juicy and moist on the inside. Here's the French fries, made those. Definitely a winner. The coconut shrimp. You guys tell me which ones you would like. you love that it rotates. Oh yeah, yes, and I forgot to tell you, there's a little rotate here. You just press the button and then it starts rotating. So I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's rotating inside. There's even a light. So just like your oven has a little light, there's a little light so you can check on things on the inside. And then about halfway through your cooking time, so depending on how long you've set it to cook, halfway through it will go beep, beep, beep. And it actually does it 2 times. And that is just an indicator that, let's say you had chicken tenders on your two grates. What that means is then you want to rotate, so the other one's on the top. So that's easy and simple. These allow you to really do that. We've got the new mini oven mitts, so I like these because they do cover a good portion of your hand, and you can still grab things right out. So yes, chicken wings, yes, you would love those. So coconut shrimp, so easy, and you guys get the Deluxe air fryer set is really a great deal because it comes with the coating trays and it also comes with the two oven mitts, and the coating trays really help you with anything that you need to bread. So, you know, normally before the coating trays, what I would do is take out like a glass pie dish, and then, oh, a deep bowl, and then something else. It's kind of cumbersome, and they're, you know, not really that functional together when you're putting them all together. The coating trays really stick together. You can make beef jerky. How awesome would that be? Hi, Nikki. Nikki, why don't you share what you've been making with your air fryer, and is it user-friendly for those of us that aren't so tech-savvy? Oh, yes. Tina, yes, for sure, because all of these little settings here are listed. So if you want to bake, you just go to bake, you rotate that little dial, and you press the button on the center part, and it starts right up. You can always adjust the time on any of the settings, and there's a custom setting too. I can smell those onions. They're literally smelling like I've got onion rings going. Homemade chicken tenders. Hi, Caitlin. So making your own homemade chicken tenders with their own like crispy outside. This one's a fantastic one too, crispy cod. So if you've always had fish and it's been kind of like, well, dried out and nobody's really liking it because it's kind of rubbery, well, you should definitely try it in the air fryer because this cod recipe is so good. It's got, you spread it with just a touch of mayonnaise, just a touch, and then you put the crumb topping on top and you let it bake off, or roast, you put it on the roast setting. And it's about, let's see, 9 minutes. 9 minutes to simmer. How awesome. And you're roasting vegetables underneath. So that's another great thing too. Chicken Parmesan, which is excellent too. So this is making your own chicken, breading it, roasting tomatoes underneath. All you have to do on the extra side is just cook up some pasta. So delicious, great for spring and summer. Stromboli, if you're a pizza roll lover, this is going to be one that you're making your own homemade pizza rolls, essentially, but bigger, and it's really good. Yes, yes. Oh, good. So you guys are chatting about the air fryer. Excellent. This one. So here is a rotisserie chicken. Look at how nicely colored it is. It's got that caramelization. This has got some seasonings like cumin, paprika, oregano on it. And if you've not made this green sauce, you are going to love it once you put that with the chicken. It's like you want to lick the bowl, it's so good. So, you made that cod recipe. Yes, awesome. Oh, and you can do some dessert in it too. So let's say you just want to make 2 cookies. Maybe you've made a whole batch of dough and you freeze them in little dough balls, essentially, because you know you can't eat all 48 and you shouldn't eat all 48. It's great for portion control because you could just say, okay, well, my family is a family of 4. I am going to put in 4 cookies. So they're not laying around all week and we're not scarfing them down, right? So here's an example of that. This is hand pies. So you can make these cute little blueberry hand pies in the air fryer as well. So this book is all you need really to get started. Once you've cooked your way through this book, you're going to be like, wow, I know what I'm doing. And we've got extra recipes on the Favorite Chef website as well. So what questions do you have about the air fryer? Just pop them in the comments because I'd love to answer them. And we've already got, it's 11 minutes left, and I set it, I think, for 18. And so what I'm going to do here is just toss these up just a little bit more. But they're starting to get that nice brown caramelization color on them. And that's going to be the topping for our burger once I get that grilled as well. So that's how you can add flavor to your burger. You can caramelize those onions, you can add that crushed peppercorn and garlic rub, which is what I use for the top of my burgers. And then you can do any sauces that you like, of course, but just between these 2 things, if you wanted to add a little steak sauce to the top, you could definitely like take it over the top, and some cheese is also really good. So this is your quick and easy a way to make fries in a healthier way. So that's what I love about that. And you can also make tons of other things like I mentioned. So as you're watching and thinking about dinner, I want you to think about what could you make in this? And share that in the comments. And maybe you have a question like, can you make this in it? Can you make that in it? Just ask that as well. So what I have for you, a couple of opportunities. If you are interested in the Deluxe air fryer and you are already part of a party going on, I want you to head over to your party website and make sure you check or select your host, check out as well. And you can purchase the Deluxe air fryer. If you're thinking, you know, I'd really love to have it, but I'd love to have it at a discount, I want you to definitely grab a date with me and we can have some fun. Next month I'm doing all kinds of fun things with taco, fajita, fiesta parties, and showing some different opportunities with some different recipes with those. So what you can do is you can grab a date with me. And to do that, either comment below or message me. And I'll set everything up for you and we will have some fun with you and your friends. Right now is such a great time to have a party because everybody's looking for something to do. We're looking for a distraction. We are definitely looking for new ideas in the kitchen because so many of us are cooking at home. And so when you have your party in May, you can get this for half off. So what a great opportunity, right? And as an extra bonus for you in May, you can also get 60% off cookware as a host. So that means this burner or single burner grill pan. You can also get the double burner grill pan, or the cast iron would also be on sale for you as a host in May. So I definitely want you to grab a date. It's really fun. It's just a great time. You don't know how many times I've heard in the past few weeks how much fun that people are having, and they're so glad that they came to the party because not only for the recipe ideas and the cooking tips, but also because we want something positive to focus our energy on, right? And this has been a really great way to do that. So drop me a note in the comments to say you want to have your own party, or message me if you'd rather do that, and I'd be happy to help you. So with that, I do want to thank you guys for joining me on What's for Dinner Wednesday. And I can't wait to see you next time where I'll be sharing another quick and healthy, fast and easy recipe with a healthy twist right here with Jen's Joyful Kitchen. Thanks for watching, everyone.